Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and this video is going to be very interesting. Now, of course, naturally, I looked and couldn't find this statement, but I recall something ahead of time before Arena was released. I thought somebody from Wizards in a statement said something to the effect of, "We don't want Arena to fragment anything. We want it to be as similar to paper as possible," and, something like that. But then just a few days ago, they basically outright stated, "Hey, we just did an out-of-cycle Oracle text update for a Johnny's Pridemate, and the deciding factor on whether or not to change it was digital." So in other words, Arena and I guess MTGO. So apparently instead of just, no, it's a direct clone of paper, paper is our product, paper is the focus, paper isn't going anywhere. They went from that to, nope, we're going to make decisions based on digital. That's a factor. They're now two basically separate things. So there have been two conspiracy theories, I guess, floating around, or I should say potential doomsday scenarios. People are saying, hey, now that they do a buy a box promo for paper booster boxes, it was the Minotaur, and then it was, Nexus of Fate. That was a mistake, and this time it's that big black dragon zombie thing. And I mean, they already do San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. Would it be totally crazy of them to do a card that is only on Arena? An Arena exclusive card? Well, technically, FYI, they've already done it. I showed it in a past video. They completely made up a brand new card. I think it was like an angel or something, and it was just for the tutorial. But the funny thing was, it was brand new art. They commissioned an artist to make this card, and it's never going to be printed in paper, as far as we know. It had a made-up set symbol. It had a unique 3-letter code in the actual code behind Arena. So, although there was, obviously motivation there, they have technically paid for an artist to draw a card, design the card, approved it, and put it into Arena, and it's not in paper. So they have technically already done it, but for the purposes of the tutorial in Arena, I get it. I can't believe they didn't recycle art, though. I find it so strange with what it costs to pay an artist that they would commission art for a throwaway card that people are going to see once. But in a more general scenario, would they print an Arena exclusive card? Well, the people saying yes, their argument is pretty much just, why wouldn't they? People would have to burn wild cards to get it and spend more money. Or maybe it would be like a buy a box promo on Arena, which they already have. It actually is the buy a box promo. I guess if you buy 36 boosters or something, they throw in that single for free because you're kind of buying a box, I guess. But would they ever do if you buy $20 worth of gems or more, you will get 1 copy or 2 copies or whatever of this brand new mythic that we made just for Arena, and that's it. I mean, it sounds like something they would do. And, like I said, one side of the story is, why wouldn't they do it? And the other side is, here's reasons they wouldn't do it. They would fragment standard. You would have different decks that are the best for Arena and different decks that are the best for actual standard play. Well, that's if it was a worthwhile card. I mean, if it was just some throwaway crap that goes in some obscure deck, then everybody would just ignore it. So that's a good point, but I've got to say, Arena is 97% best of one, and different decks do better in best of one. I mean, the easiest way I can put it is Wizards tracks at the pro level tournaments, for every popular deck archetype, what is the first round win percentage against individual other archetypes and against the field as a whole? And then after sideboarding and having opponents sideboard against you, what is the round 2 and 3 win percentage? And one of the times they banned a card, I actually don't remember what card or deck this was, they said the real problem of this was it wins the first round 48% of the time. So why ban it? Oh, but game 2 and 3, it's 78%. I'm fairly sure that was a 3-color energy deck. And yeah, 3-color decks can usually sideboard their way out of anything. So that was one of the primary reasons that they had to ban, I believe, 2 of the cards in that deck. And I've got to say, even I build my deck differently if I know there's no sideboard and I know there's not going to be a game 2. So very stoppable decks will actually do really well on Arena because they won't have a chance to stop them with sideboard changes. The biggest one is if everything hinges on an enchantment or an artifact, people probably have enchantment and artifact removal in their sideboards. Also, decks that can get utterly ruined by like one removal spell, one counter spell. A lot of times people will, take those gimmicky all-in kind of decks that have like spells that really need to resolve late game or a permanent that really needs to stay in play for just one turn, and they'll just obliterate that deck with the sideboard. So different decks do better on Arena than they do in Standard. Now, it's not that far apart, but the difference is there. So if there's already a difference, then hey, throw some made-up cards into it. Who cares? Well, back into the negative side of doing this, people wouldn't be very happy about it. Because remember, it would probably be a card that you can't open in any pack. In fact, if you want one of the rares that are specific to the Planeswalker decks, or the front card, you either need to obviously put in a code from the Planeswalker decks. You could open all the packs you want. You will not open a card from that. At least that's the way I understand it, unless they changed it in the last patch. Same with the current box topper. You can't just open that from a pack. You would have to burn a mythic wild card to get it, or buy a whole bunch of gems in 36 packs at a time or whatever it is. So adding yet another card that you can't get to by just playing the game, especially for free, and opening the, 1.5 packs a day on average if you play pretty heavy. Every time you open a pack, you would think, oh, maybe I'll get that card I need. Oh, wait, I can't. Well, I need 4 of them for a deck. I guess I'll have to just wait until I get 4 mythic wild cards, which I'm sure I need for other stuff. Although after the glitch, I'm sitting on 21 mythic wild cards, so, it's not true for everybody. They didn't roll anything back. I kept those. I've even used 2 of them. Thanks, Wizards. Best $20 I've ever spent. So I think people would just say, oh, great, you want more of my money, and to get these cards, I'm going to have to get, a mythic or rare wild card or whatever. I mean, they could print it as an uncommon, but come on, I mean, even I have 70 uncommon wild cards from just playing the game. Then nobody would care. I mean, they could also release it and give it to everybody for free, but they haven't exactly had a track record of doing anything like that, except I guess the that promo code for the Game Awards. That was a bit of an unexpected anomaly, though. But just to reiterate the fact that things are completely different on Arena than in actual paper Magic, or even just best of 3 Magic at all, like if you look at the competitive Standard League stats for just a couple days ago on MTGO, not a lot of people were playing Teferi. In fact, he wasn't even in, I think, 15% of the decks. It looks like people just are not playing Teferi Turbofog. It doesn't seem like the most, I'm going to sideboard my way out of a deck. It really just doesn't. But for some reason, it's not popular. Now, people are saying, nobody is playing the Teferi deck. Get on Arena and play in the Diamond League with me, or go to any event at all and do kind of okay. I would say 50 to 75% of people are playing some kind of Teferi Mill, Nexus Infinite Turn Teferi, or just some garbage like that. It's all the same deck in my opinion. Token dump, mill, turn-based mill, it's all just Teferi trash. It's just control-heavy draw garbage. Yeah, it's more than 50% of the meta at the highest competitive level in Arena for best of 1. So it's already highly, highly fragmented. By the way, I should mention, I still think that the MTGO thing is an anomaly. People are just trying new decks. I mean, we haven't even had a Pro Tour. Look at the last Pro Tour. Yeah, Ravnica Allegiance wasn't out yet, but it was just nothing but Red, Rush, and Teferi Control. Or maybe that was 2 Pro Tours ago, but whatever. It was recent and it still was a popular deck and people were playing it. And the deck didn't get worse with the release of another set. It actually got better cards. So it's still a viable, still tier 1 deck. It just apparently for some reason does better in best of 1 on Arena. I don't know why. The new Green Splash Teferi deck, that deck can't be beaten by anything. It literally is unbeatable. If you played 100 matches of that deck against any other deck in the meta right now, it would not win less than 50. I guarantee it. That's my definition of unbeatable, because everybody knows, I got mana screwed and didn't draw what I needed. I just lost. Cool. That's not the deck. That's variance. The more commonly accepted technical definition of unbeatable in the meta is there is no deck that can reliably beat this deck, above 50% of the time. So, little side tangent, because a lot of people, when I said Teferi is the number 1 deck in the world right now, were not believing me. Your very narrow, incorrect single look at one little table of statistics isn't a very good way to measure it. Actual gameplay and looking at every format and every form of Magic is probably a better idea. Oh, and by the way, Nexus of Fate is now in a non-Teferi colored deck. I believe it's Simic Infinite Turns. So yeah, that one's a bit of a target of the Banhammer, a little bit harder right now, the way I understand it. But I think we all know Search for Azcanta is pretty much the actual cause, because it lets you just look at too damn many cards and hit Nexus too often. But then again, without Nexus, who cares? But then again, Search for Azcanta was like a $35 card at one point. Thus, my solution, ban all three of them. Oh wait, no, my actual solution was fire Aaron Forsyth, fire half the people in the R&D department, and fire whoever designed all three of those cards, and Scarab God. Oh, and Shane Whirler and Steel Leaf Champion. Those were disastrous as well. I mean, you want to talk about solving the problem, banning Nexus would be a band-aid. If you want to solve the problem, stop them from getting printed in the first place. But anyway, back to the original topic, would they add a unique card that is specific to Arena? I think they might try it, but I think they're also aware that the backlash would be pretty significant because people would just be like, I don't have any more wild cards and now I want that, and I can't just cross my fingers and hope to open it from a pack, so screw you. I think that would be the most common sentiment from the community. But there's one wild twist ending I gotta throw on to the end of this video. Will we see, I guess you could call it an arena-only ban list? And that's probably a misnomer. I think it would just be, would we see a best of one format ban list? Because, like, that's where the actual difference is. And, okay, do we have precedent for it? Do we have any sign that they might do this or have done it in the past? Yes, we do, actually. When they ran one of the special events, they pre-banned 3 cards in it. That was a format that only exists on Arena, and it was an Arena-only ban. So yeah, they would do it. So will we see a ban announcement in the near future where they just ban Teferi or Nexus or something like that in just Arena? Once again, you'd fragment the hell out of it, but like I've been saying for this whole video, it's already fragmented. Arena is completely different, or best of one is completely different than MTGO, which is a bit different than Paper, which is a little bit different from the Pro Tour and Grand Prix, which is drastically different from FNM. So what you build and why, depending upon where you play, it's always been fragmented. So I think they might actually do it. I mean, I've also seen a lot of comments, a lot of backlash openly, publicly against Wizards on social media. And it's people just saying, I'm sick of this Teferi crap. I'm sick of 30-minute games while I just watch the player, use Nexus of Fate and hitting auto skip does nothing. You still have to acknowledge half the damn spells. I don't know why the hell that is. Like, I'm just fed up with Arena. It's crap. I'm going to go play somewhere else or I'm just not going to play Magic. And hundreds, if not thousands of people have that same opinion and are openly stating it. So since they don't want to lose, people off their new cash cow platform, especially with Hearthstone not doing so well, and, let's just say Valve's new Artifact game isn't doing so well, 97% player base loss. I mean, they might as well have just named it, we're not making Portal 3 here, have loot boxes the game. It's Loot Box Simulator, everybody. We'll make Half-Life 3 when hell freezes over. So it's a good time to be gaining people, not losing people. And people, months ago at least, really did like Arena. So would they risk, a cash grab like this right now? Probably not. But would they do it, 6 months or a year from now? Yeah, probably. I mean, right now, if they really wanted more money into Arena, they would just release the cosmetics, the card sleeves, card backs, whatever, and the pets, whatever those are. We saw references to it in the code. That would make way more money than just, people need to drop another couple wild cards on some exclusive new card that's only on Arena. So I feel like they wouldn't really do it immediately, but will we see an Arena-only or best of one only, so in other words, Arena-only card ban? I think 100% yes, we're going to. And if they're going to do it, they better pull the trigger on that real quick, because the next formal ban and restricted announcement is on March 11th, and that is, ooh boy, what, a month and a half of playing against nothing but Teferi Infinite Turn trash? That sounds like fun. They might do it when the league resets on February 1st. And honestly, I do think that's realistic. I think we might see it. So what are your thoughts, and how sick of playing against Teferi Nexus garbage are you? Leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.